Hey there, I'm just going to review what Cholula and I worked on this last Tuesday. So we started off with a little walk to the park, and you'll see that we're starting pretty strong by the house, but you will notice quite a few times in the beginning she ends up pulling ahead. And once we're out of the street, when she ends up moving ahead and out of that heel position, I'm just going to say whoops and then stop and wait for her to come back to heel position so I can start um, reinforcing her again for that. And so you'll see her do this a few times. I feel like, especially in the beginning here, it was probably more frequently than what I've seen in the past, but this is pretty normal for, if we take some time off, we might have to take a small step back. But overall, she's doing really well. And after these few times of having to say whoops and stop, she started to get back in the groove of things and remember that we were doing some nice usage walking. So I'm just going to continue to reinforce her for staying in this nice heel position so she can get reinforced for being in position. And then if she moves forward, I'll just say whoops and stop so that she can get herself back into heel position. But after this point here, she's not going to be doing it nearly as much. It was really just a bit in the beginning here. I am going to give her a little bit of some sniffy time. So once we get kind of into the park, we were going to go more into the shopping area, but before I did that, I wanted to give her just a little bit of a sniffy time. So you're gonna see me say, okay, go free, and that's her chance to go kind of sniff in the park and have a bit of a break. And I just wanted to give her that bit of a break before we started going towards the shops. We also saw a couple of dogs and people. She did really well passing the people. She would get a little bit excited seeing the other dog, but as long as we didn't get too close to them, we were able to just kind of nicely pass by and continue on our way. So now you can see we've hit a pretty good stride where she's keeping pace with me really well. So I'm going to cut out some in the middle here just for the sake of time, just because otherwise the video was going to be a bit long. But just know that we have a nice walk in the park until I give her a chance to go free and go sniffing. So here's that little bit of sniff. I'm going to cut out most of the sniffing part, just again for the sake of time. And so then we go back on our walk, and this time we're going to be walking towards the shops. And right now we're still on the park side, but my goal is to get a little bit more towards the shops, just so we can walk in a more urban setting. But for a while here, she's just going to keep a nice pace with me and keep in a nice heel position for me to reinforce. So I'm going to cut out some here just for the sake of time. So I wanted to stop and point something out here, which is that she gets a little bit weirded out by the pig statue, which is something I expected her to be weirded out by, but we've actually passed it several times now, and she's never been really weirded out by it. But she was today for whatever reason, maybe because it was windy, I'm not sure. But so we're going to do a little bit of treat retreat. So I'm going to toss a treat away from it for her to go find, and then toss a treat towards it to help her check it out. And then while that's happening, we have some people and strollers pass us by. She's not nearly as worried about that, and she kind of resolves her feelings about the pig statue. So I wanted to demonstrate kind of what we would do if we were passing by something she was feeling a little bit unsure of. And basically, we would just help her create space and create an atmosphere in which she could investigate on her own terms. So she had a really nice resolve of that. We go a bit more down the way, and we're going to let her settle here for a bit. So I'm just on a park bench, kind of by some eateries. So I guess it's not a picnic table, but it's kind of by some eating tables outside of an eatery. And I'm just going to sit and reinforce her for settling as people and strollers and dogs walk by. And this was just a moment to kind of see if she was able to settle and focus, and she did a really nice job with this. We're just going to sit here for a moment so that I can reinforce her settling, and then I'm going to say okay free, and we're going to get up and continue walking. This is of course great practice for being a patio dog. So I cut out a bit in the middle there just for the sake of time, and this is around the time when we wrap it up. So I just say okay free, and then I'm going to have her swing back into heel position and say let's go, and we're going to continue walking along the way, and I'm just going to be reinforcing her for maintaining that position. So we're going to slow it down here a bit. That is, Cholula and I are going to slow it down. The video is still on double speed, and that's because up ahead there's someone walking with a dog, and I thought at first we were going to cross paths, so I wanted to slow it down, and Cholula, upon seeing the other dog, decided to kind of sniff in the grass, which is a great choice. That's a good little cutoff, calming signal, just a way of saying, you know, I'm not going to disengage, I'm just going to do my own thing. And so it's really nice, appropriate body language to the other dog. I think that they then go into the building, and she is going to keep sniffing, but they actually come out a while later, and we're going to just let Cholula kind of do this nice sniffing while they pass by, and then we're going to continue on our way. You will notice she stops every so often to do some sniffing. I'm fine with that as long as she doesn't pull out of position to get to whatever it is she's sniffing. And then, you know, sometimes she can get a little bit distracted after she's done sniffing. That's true for all of our dogs, so we just want to make sure that she's continuing to be in proper position when we continue moving. She's going to go ahead and do a nice auto sit at the corner here, and we're going to sit here for a second to kind of watch everyone pass by, and then we're just going to continue on into the house. So all around, she did really well on this walk here. A little bit sticky in the beginning, but that's to be expected, and she was able to start focusing again really quickly. So once we get back home, I want to spend some time working on place, especially since, you know, she's been on vacation. I worry about us taking a step back with our separation and having people leave, so I wanted to do a bit of place work. So I'm going to first just do a couple repetitions of going on and off of place on cue, and then I'm going to put on that relaxation protocol so that we can start going through some different iterations of criteria. So I just have this on day 2 of the relaxation protocol, and you're going to see me gradually start to increase our duration and distance from her. She's doing really well with this, but as you're probably aware, she's going to get super excited when you walk in. She's going to do a pretty good job of not jumping and trying to compose herself quickly, but she definitely has some excitement when you walk in. But once you leave, we're able to then redirect her back on to that place. So she also had a good recovery, so a good moment of really big excitement, and then back to focusing on this relaxation and place cue. So really good to see her be able to kind of bring it back and start again. And that's a really good thing to practice in general, getting a little bit excited and then bringing it back down. So being able to compose herself again. That's going to help with her excitement level overall. So all around, she did a great job today.